Hi, this is Christopher Bruza. Welcome back. Hopefully you've seen this rifle in previous videos, and including me shooting a hunting rifle at 1,000 yards. But this is my so-called Red Dawn, end of days, do anything bolt action rifle for really any role you throw at it. And you'll notice it has a different scope on it, and that's because the previous scope it was wearing the Schmidt Bender PM2 3-20 by 50 double turn turret, elevation turret, single turn windage, illumination, amazing scope, probably the best, I prefer the 5-25, but one of the best scopes you can get for long range tactical shooting. I found the Tremor 2 reticle fell a bit short when hunting. Amazing reticle, absolutely ingenious. I prefer it to the Tremor 3 or 5. And excuse my dogs here chewing on bones, but they won't leave me alone. So anyway, killer reticle, but the lines on it are a bit thin for what I need in a hunting scope. It works, but I mainly hunt whitetail deer in Halifax County, North Carolina, and pre-rut, post-rut, specifically, you're going to see deer the first 40-45 minutes of legal shooting, which is 1/2 hour before sunrise, or the last hour 15 minutes of legal shooting, which ends 1/2 hour after sunrise, just like most places. And you know, the sun's going below the horizon, everything's turning shades of gray. The deer start to blend into the fall foliage, dead grass, that sort of thing. You know, cattails. It's doable, but not ideal for that situation. And for a do-all rifle, I felt the scope fell a little bit short. Not to mention it was a bit top-heavy, being that this is pretty much a hunting rifle with a varmint barrel, you know, a pseudo-tactical scope, a pseudo-tactical stock. You know, it's not going to be the best at everything, but I want it to be pretty good at everything. So Schmidt & Bender was discontinuing the Zenith 3-12 by 50, so I decided to grab one while I could. Specifically, the P3 mil-dot reticle. Schmidt & Bender calls it the P3, so I'm just going to refer to it as the mil-dot, with an exposed elevation turret. 30 millimeter tube, much lighter weight, and I'm a huge fan of the Zenith series. The 1.5 to 6 by 42 is probably my favorite hunting scope ever. I run the Zenith on my 338-06. I run the Zenith on my 35 Whelen, my 338 Federal, And my late wife had a fixed 6-power on her CZ 550 American. No, that's a classic series. Very, very similar. I don't know what the difference is other than it's a straight taper on the bell. From the scope tube to the objective. You see this is shaped like a bell, where the classic series is pretty much a straight line. I'm guessing that has something to do with light transmission. I can't tell the difference looking through the scopes, but on paper, there's got to be some difference. Otherwise, they wouldn't offer both. Now, why mil-dot? The mil-dot, the outsides of the mil-dot are very similar to a Schmidt Bender A8, the Zeiss number 8, similar to a A4, number 4 reticle, where you have thick outside, you have the horizontal and vertical that are thick, and then they get thin towards the center. The mil-dot just adds very functional dots, 5 mils in each direction. So you get the functionality of a reticle that's bold and easily seen in low light, plus some of the tactical ability of a properly subtensioned reticle. Now, first focal plane, because I don't run second focal plane. I know a lot of people love them. If you do, wonderful. Scope reticles are a personal preference. It's like, what shoe is the most comfortable? Well, it's going to depend. It depends on you. It depends on your preferences and so forth. So I find the mil-dot to be extremely functional. Actually, in my first hunting rifle, which is now my 338-06, it starts a 30-06. I ran a Leupold Mark IV 3.5 to 10 by 40 M5 with mil-dots. And that worked great for hunting. So this popped up on closeout. The only complaint is, it's not really a complaint, it's just a difference. This is a centimeter elevation turret. So the turret, instead of saying, 1 mil, 1.5 mils, it shows 10 instead of 1.0, or 15 instead of 1.5, and that just represents centimeters at 100 yards. I don't know why they offer it, but it's not a big change mentally. So this one is a single turn knob, and it gives you 3.2 mils of elevation. Add that on to the 5 mils in the reticle, you have 8.2 mils of elevation, which might not be quite enough to get you to 1,000 with the 30-06, but with a sleeker cartridge, like I like to shoot in tactical competitions, the 6x47 Lapua, way more than you need. The windage is capped and is also centimeter adjustment. However, it just has hash marks because it's not intended to be adjusted for windage. You got 5 mils left and right. Hopefully, that's enough for you, especially in a hunting scope. And I was even more motivated to move to this reticle because I hunted this entire season with my 300 Win Mag, which has a PM2 fixed power 6x42 on it. And I took 3 deer this year, between 30 yards and I believe it was about 320 yards. All those shots were last light, you know, probably the last 10 minutes of legal light, and it performed flawlessly. And I didn't find the 6-power hindrance, you know, up close or far away. Now, typically I'm running a 1.5 to 6 hunting or a 1.1 to 4 hunting. So I was a little worried about the 6-power. No issue. Now I shoot 2 eyes open. If you don't, you should start practicing that. That gives you a lot better situational awareness and allows you to be looking at a target and pull the rifle up and be, you know, have that target somewhere in your field of view. So 6 is the middle range on this. So I'll probably leave it on 3-power, dial it up if needed. Now I've had a lot of questions in some of my videos is, you know, why are your scopes so low magnification? You know, if I'm elk hunting and I want to shoot mountaintop to mountaintop, don't I need more power, magnification power? Possibly, like reticles, that's a personal preference. Now, when I shoot PRS, I leave my scope on 12 power, end of story. I don't touch it. And that will be from 400, 430 yards close in to 1,200 far out. It works for me. It may not work for you, but this going from 3 to 12 should give me everything I need in a scope where the 30-06 is relevant. So I think this rifle is now perfected for the purposes I created it for. So now I have a rifle up for any task. You can, you know, the whatever, use the Red Dawn scenario, the Russians are parachuting in, you've got to grab something, head to the woods. This is a setup that would work great. In reality, it's only going to see tree stands and the range, but that doesn't hinder having fun building something. So just a quick update on the rifle. So if you want to see more on it, there are links below. And until next time, enjoy.